everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Leslie. Today I'm sharing a layout with you that I made with the Pink Paislee Paige Evans Oh My Heart collection. If you got the 12 by 12 paper pad, you would have gotten some very nice 12 by 12 die cuts, and as you can see here I am using the cute floral one. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to back each of those flowers with some of the 12 by 12 papers and with some of the 6 by 6 papers. I've never backed a cut file before or a die cut before, so this was a new experience for me and I absolutely loved it. As you can see there, I'm trying to get a little pattern going there behind the little flowers. Okay, so here I'm not going to show you how I backed each and every flower, so I'll just show you little snippets of the papers I used and how I did that. So yes, so here goes. And I was just looking through the 12 by 12 paper pad to see which papers I most likely wouldn't use as backgrounds. But obviously this works perfectly for backing a file like this or a die cut like this. And here I pull out the 6 by 6. It's exactly the same as the 12 by 12 without the die cuts or the cut files though. And the patterns are just shrunk down. So yeah, that paper is white paper with tiny little colorful hearts on it. I love that pink gradient paper. I'm still thinking of what I'm going to do with the 12 by 12 pink and blue gradient papers. I think I might just hoard them. They are so beautiful. I cannot imagine using them, and if I have to use them on something, it better be something damn good because yeah, those are quite possibly my favorite papers ever. So as you can see there, I try to put the darker pink to the center of the flower and the lighter pink more to the edges of that flower. Oh, I'm going to fussy cut those hearts out, you'll be sure of that. And there's that pretty blue gradient paper. So yes, I can't get enough of this collection. I think this is actually just my favorite collection ever. I have bought so much of it. I've raided stores, I've bought it on Amazon, I've bought at the paper issue shop some of this, and I love this collection. I love the colors, I love all the details, I love the florals. It's absolutely my thing. So yeah, I couldn't see myself ever using that alphabet little paper there, so I got creative and I backed that little flower with it. You'll see that I'm going to remove that center flower. I have a plan with that center flower. I am stabbing it now to do my hand stitching on it, but I end up cutting it out and placing my photo in the middle there. I'm surrounded by all the flowers. So there you go, there it's out, and I'm going to start stitching now. What I use is plain old embroidery thread. It's got the it's the 6 thread yarn, and I just use all of that together. I don't take it apart to make 3. Sometimes I do it, that I just have the little 3 threads, but I use all 6 of the little threads for this. And yes, so this took me quite a while. Over a span of a day, I stitched around all the flowers, and there you can see I did it. Yay! Couldn't feel my fingers, but I did it. Okay, so here I'm just taking that 6x6 floral paper and I'm going to fussy cut most of the bigger flowers out of that little paper. If you have been following me on Instagram, you will know that I love fussy cutting. It is very therapeutic for me. I won't even sit in front of the TV. I'll just sit at my desk and I'll cut for hours and hours and hours and hours. That's why my little pink scissors are in such a state there. Okay, so there I cut out the flowers that I wanted to use. You'll see at the bottom of the sheet that I've got some of the floral die cuts from the ephemera pack. And here I pulled the 12x12 sheets out. Now what I wanted to do with this is cut out some of the sprigs and the leaves, because they were a bit too small on the 6x6. I did cut out some of them, but they were very flimsy and just too much work. So I go to the 12x12 sheet. That's exactly the same. It's just a bigger pattern, and I cut out some of the sprigs and some of the leaves, and yeah, it makes for a very whimsical, delicate embellishment. Okay, so there you'll see all the little sprigs I cut out. So I'm just placing the die cut over a 12x12 textured cardstock, white cardstock. Then I'm just placing the sprigs and the flowers and the little die cuts and the things all over the place to see where I want them. And at this stage, I didn't even know which photo I wanted to use. And that is not like me. I usually choose the photo and then I choose a collection that goes with the photo, and then I build the layout around the photo. But this time I did it the other way around. And even though I'm placing all the flowers here, I won't remember where they go. In the end, they'll be in completely different places, but it looks nice. So here I'm just placing the little flowers I cut out and some of the die cuts from the ephemera pack. I did remove the white borders around the ephemera. There's just placing some of those little teeny tiny leaves, and yeah, it's like building a wreath. Floral wreath around the photo that I'm going to use, which I still don't know which photo I'm going to use, but I will use something in the middle there. I'll go and find something. That's my baby. She's making a noise if you heard that. Okay, she's having a ball. She's supposed to be sleeping, but she's clearly awake in her bed, having a big chat with herself. Okay, so here I am just again cutting out more sprigs, cutting out more flowers, seeing where I can fill it out. I still have that little issue of knowing when to stop, and I think with this layout I could have still added a lot more, I think. But yeah, I have a problem of knowing when to stop. You'll see later on. But it looks nice, and it's very full, and it's very colorful, and it's so girly, and it's so springy, and it's just beautiful. I'm just going to be placing some of these little flowers on the page and just tuck them behind the big cut file. And this is a fussy bit. I mean, this takes a while. And so I finally decided which photo I wanted to use, and it's a photo of my two girls. We did a family shoot when Lucy was 14 days old. So this was in December last year, in 2017. And look how nicely that it nestles in right there in between all those flowers. And I use one of the little journaling spots from the ephemera pack from Oh My Heart, just to back that photo. It brings in some of that cerise pink, or that hot pink, and it just makes the photo stand out a little bit more. I'll also tuck some bigger leaves there behind that dark yellow flower, and as you can see here, I'm folding up the petals of that blue flower and the bigger pink flower above my baby girl's head, just to add some dimension. So as I'm backing this, I realized that I need something more behind there. So I take all of these little bits off, and I try to remember where I put them, but you know, I'm not really going to remember where they all go, but they all find a place in the end. And I do use my vellum. As I've said before, it softens the edges and it gives it a nice little texture. The translucency of the vellum almost gives it a, I don't know, magical feel. I like it. So yes, I'm backing that, and then I'm just going to put all of that on that little journaling spot, so that that nice bright pink shows through the vellum. I don't use the other end of that journaling spot. And I'm going to now back my die cut with these incredibly small little dots. So I've stuck that down, and I'm now going to be adhering all of my little fussy cut flowers and sprigs. I'm bringing out the Paige Evans sticker book from American Crafts. I'm just going to use some of those hearts, create a little trio of hearts there, and I'm going to use that little arrow word sticker. It's not a very thick paper, sticker paper, so I am going to back it on some white cardstock just to give it some extra, just to make it a bit stronger. And I'm going to pop it up some foam squares and stick it in the middle of that orange flower pointing inwards, and it says so proud. And I'm also going to stick another one of those on some more white cardstock, and I'm going to adhere it to that pink gradient flower on the left. I can't remember what that one says. Let me see if I can see what it says. Love it. There you go. Okay, so I really didn't want to use a title or put a title on this layout. It's so busy and it's so beautiful. I didn't want to bring in anything more, so I just thought I'm just going to use this XOXO and have it as a mini title at the bottom of the layout. I don't think titles have to have layouts, do they? No, you do what you want to do on the layout, right? Sometimes you need a layout, a title, and other times you don't. So I also use some of those little word stickers in the sticker book. And there you go. There's my coffee, celebratory coffee. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.